Hi everyone. So the case that I had was Waterhouse v. Hopkins, and in this case it's about Ann Hopkins. She had been working at Waterhouse for about 5 years as a senior manager, and she was asked to be partner with about 66 other applicants who were all men. That's important. So she was applied to be partner, and they denied her partnership because of saying that she was too rude with her other employees, even though several partners did give her very glowing reviews about her being hardworking. They also did talk about the fact that she could be nicer with her employees, and they also tried to almost use that as a cover-up, because a lot of the male commentary, especially from people who did not work with her on a very frequent basis or might not have even known her at all, considering that there were like 266 partners at the time who were deciding this against this one female, and there was only 7 other female partners at the time. They were kind of using this comment of, she's not nice enough with the employees, she's short, she's rude, she uses foul language, to kind of assault the fact that she was a female. One man commented on the fact that she was macho. Another said that she was overcompensating for being a female by using strong language and being rude. Both of which are things that male candidates got accepted for despite doing. So obviously these things didn't really hold up. And she still waited for the next year because her partnership was just put on hold. And she waited until the next year. She asked to be reapplied for partner, and they denied her. And that is when she took the case to court under Title VII for sex discrimination. And she was able to do this because Title VII explicitly states that there should be no discrimination for hiring or for any sort of promotion based on sex. And since it was kind of obvious that the company was using her general rudeness to cover up the fact that they didn't want a woman to be a partner, especially Ann Hopkins, because she wasn't feminine looking. Like, she was feminine looking, obviously, because she's a woman, but she did not style her hair, she did not wear makeup or jewelry. She had short hair, it was cut in like kind of a bowl cut kind of look, which was pretty normal for the 80s. And they basically commented on the fact that women who are partner should be respected and look nice. The fact that she didn't look presentable in the eyes of 260 men was the overarching reason why she was not granted a partnership. So that's why she took it to court, because it was very obvious that that's what was happening. And in court, they did side with Ann Hopkins on the fact that they were violating Title VII, and they did give the company the ability to decrease their liability through Title VII by allowing them to explain that the decision that they made was not based on sex. So if it was explicitly on the fact that she was rude and not exactly like supportive of other coworkers, that they would have still denied her partnership if she was a man. And the company's response to that was to say that they had already given a very credible response and a credible testimony, and that they basically should not have to prove that. And that was the main swaying factor that ended up with Ann Hopkins winning the case. Because since they denied the ability to really prove that they weren't discriminating, they just kind of left that blank. That fact is what really gave her the upper hand. Because they would have been completely unliable if they were to just give proof that they weren't discriminating, and they were unable to do so. So, once Ann Hopkins did end up winning the case, she not only became partner 2 years after, she got her back pay, and Title VII law was expanded to include feminine looking in the broader sex spectrum. So it wasn't only that Ann Hopkins was a female, it was the idea that there is no set compliance here with femininity or masculinity, and that those things cannot define an employee or the competency of that employee. So that was a really monumental thing that happened because of this case. And that really goes on to affect other women and the LGBT group completely, especially transgender people, because a lot of the cases that have involved transgender people have been solved with the Title VII gender expression aspect because of Ann Hopkins.